I'm back. Let's roll. Vectors, what's up? DK here. Hope you're having a good day. Hey, I am back and badder than ever. Hope you guys are having a great holiday, new year, and new start to 2018. Now that we're in January, I am ready to go, so let's do this. Quick side note before we begin, I just want to give a shout out and much love to all my family and friends and folks who have sent out cards and emails and texts and just gave me a call and checked in on me at the end of the year. I appreciate your love. And I appreciate your voice. But hey, it's 2018. We got a lot of things to do. There are a ton of things to talk about for the nonprofit sector, for leadership, and for community development. And I want to start right now. And it's something we hear a lot about, but I want to turn it on its head a little bit. You probably heard this phrase before. Failure is not an option. There was that slick movie, Apollo 13, where they say failure is not an option, and the guys of NASA had to bring the guys back after a terrible accident in space and all that kind of thing. But I don't want to ruin the mood here, getting off to this new start in 2018, but failure is an option. In fact, it's sometimes a pretty good option. And of course, here's what I mean by that. Failure is the way that we learn. And so by failing, we are trying, we are putting risk, we are putting our name out there, our reputation, our workload, our creativity, our chutzpah. We're putting something out there into the community. And sometimes we do fail when that happens. But when we do, we learn. And learning is the win. Now, don't get me wrong. If you are on a hitless streak, and I mean hitless, you're not getting donors, you're not getting supporters, you're not getting followers, you're not getting any kind of positive reinforcement to the things that you're trying to do, you might want to take a look at what you're about and what you're trying to do and maybe need to fix something here and there. But if it's just the standard, regular of the road, you ask a donor for money and they can't give any, you ask for volunteers and they're not supporting you as high as you want, but you are getting positive reinforcement and support, failure is an option. With one caveat. Failure is an option if you fail forward. What? Failing forward. If you fail forward, failure is an option. And what do I mean by failing forward? Well, failing forward just basically suggests that when you make something happen and it does not work the way that you want, there's lessons learned from it and there are steps that you can take to keep moving what your project, initiative, organization, fundraising apparatus, whatever the thing may be, can keep moving ahead and progressing. That's failing forward. Let me give you an example of one. So very often what I am asked to do with organizations, nonprofits, startups, and long-standing organizations is talk about strategic planning and fundraising. Those seem to be the biggest two that I'm often talked about. And let's for a second take about fundraising, because I think we all understand the failures of fundraising. Now, if you guys know me, the DK rule on fundraising is a 90-10 rule, which is 90% of the time you're going to get no. And 10% of the time, you get a yes. Now, in any other place in the world, a 90% no rate would be a bummer and would really, really get to make you think, what am I doing here? Hello? Is this thing on? But in fundraising, there's a lot of no's to get the yes. And really the game of strategic fund development is shortening the line between no and yes. It's getting closer to the yes. That's the homework, that's the research, that's the friend raise before fundraise. And that's a whole different video and something I've talked about before. But right now, let me just talk about when you get those no's and how they are an option and a good one if you're failing forward. A donor giving you a no simply might mean that right now fiscally he can't do that, or right now her organization doesn't necessarily follow the box that you're looking for or is focused on that particular issue that you're dealing with. Those no's are still no's, but they're not bad. From no's like that, you can gain a lot of information. You could build a good friend-raising apparatus within that, because that no is not, no, this is a terrible idea, and no, I never want to be a part of it. It might be a no based on timing, no based on account, no based on already giving away your funds, no based on a myriad of other things that have nothing to do with the spirit of where the ask came from. The other thing that happens a lot with no's is no's comes with intelligence. It's a no, however, let me explain why I'm giving you the no. And that information, even if it's just a little teeny bit of information, could be something that could help you moving forward. That is failing forward. So guys, especially you development directors out there, especially you executive directors who are in charge of your fundraising, especially you board members on that development committee, you need to get going, development committee. All of you, if you get no's, if you get failures in perceived failures, realize that within that failure, there are a myriad of options to take you forward. Intelligence, information, friend raising, all these things can come with a no, which means that no, it's kind of a yes a little bit. You're kind of getting information. So failure is an option, as long as you fail forward. And hey, believe me, nobody likes to hear no's, and nobody likes to get a ton of no's. We like to move closer to yeses as much as possible. And I talk a lot about that in my client work with nonprofit organizations and what we do, how to get closer to yes. And a lot of that has to do with the friend raising to fundraising model. I'll put links in the description below to some of my information on Connected Dots Movement where I talk about that, and I always have speaking engagements where I talk to bigger groups about fundraising. So little plug here, if you guys want me to come and talk to your organization and talk specifically about fundraising, getting closer to yes and away from no, fundraising when it comes to friend raise before you fundraise, and different kind of tips and tricks and models for strategic fund development, links in the doobly-doo below. I can talk to you more about that. But guys, I'm going to end it right there. I thank you so much for hanging out with me. My name is DK and I'm with Connected Dots Movement. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope this gave you a little bit of inspiration to realize that sometimes failure is an option, and that option could be good for you because you'll be failing forward and learning information and learning things that can take you to that next level of your fundraising or anything else for that matter. If you want information about what I do or the consulting that I do for organizations, nonprofits, and social entrepreneurs, right here, connecteddotsmovement.org is our website. You can also reach me on email. My email address is right here, doug@connecteddotsmovement.org. We're on social media, of course. You can like and share this video on Facebook, facebook.com/connecteddotsmovement. And we're also on Twitter, and that's right here @WeConnectDots. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate your time liking and sharing this video. And if you got any questions for me, shoot me that email or shoot me a note on social media. I'm coming up with a Q&A question video this week. So if you have any questions for me, once again, here's my email address. You can email me, doug@connecteddotsmovement.org, or where I get a lot of questions for Q&As that I do, Q&A with DK, right here @WeConnectDots. I take questions a lot from Twitter, and so if you want to send me a question, please feel free to do. I'll have a video later in this week about my Q&A with DK, and hopefully, if you get your question asked, yeah, maybe I'll answer it. I'll probably answer it. Guys, once again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. My name is DK. I'm with Connected Dots Movement, and you have just been connected. I'll see you around. And hey, thank you guys again for the great notes and encouragement and support over the calendar year when we switched to 2017 to 2018. I won't forget you guys for saying all the kind words you did as we crossed the calendar line to 2018. So here's to you. Oh, nonprofit power.